Foreign Minister Samah Shukri stressed the importance of quickly fixing the world trade system, saying that the debt crisis should be dealt with through sustainable solutions. Shukri also stressed in his speech before the UN General Assembly meeting that Egypt is looking forward to boosting peace and stability on the regional and the international levels. The details follow.
Foreign Minister Samah Shukri stressed the need to accelerate reform of the global trade system, stressing the importance of immediately dealing with the debt crisis through sustainable solutions. In a speech before the high-level segment of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly, Shukri affirmed Egypt's aspiration to enhance peace and stability in the regional surroundings and on the international scene. He added that Egypt was at the forefront of countries that joined the United Nations and contributed to formulating the goals and principles that the organization was established to achieve, and has continued to work in accordance with them over the past decades in full commitment to promoting international peace and security and achieving sustainable development. The top diplomat stressed that there is no room to talk about security and stability of one party over another, and that the responsibility for settling disputes lies with all countries and not the parties with direct influence or impact. Shukri said that Egypt is an ancient country that has made cultural contributions throughout history and played the role of promoting peace and stability regionally and internationally, and it was at the forefront of countries that joined the United Nations. Shukri explained that the developing countries, including Egypt, found themselves facing crises in which they had no hand and without sufficient support from the same international institutions that were established to support legitimate development aspirations. Shukri stressed that collective security lies in joint action through the actual application of the United Nations Charter and not selection application and double standards. Shukri stressed that Egypt aspires to play a major role in promoting peace and stability in the region and on the international scene.
The tripartite cooperation mechanism between Egypt, Greece and Cyprus was held at the ministerial level on the sidelines of the high-level meetings of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The meeting was held in the presence of Foreign Minister Samah Shukri, along with the Greek and the Cypriot counterparts Georgios Gerapetritis and Konstantinos Kombos. The Foreign Ministry said in a statement that the meeting reflected the minister's keenness on asserting the close and the strategic ties binding the three countries. Meanwhile, Shukri referred to the latest developments in the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam negotiations. He reiterated the importance of reaching a legally binding agreement on the filling and the operation of the dam. Also on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly meetings, the Foreign Minister held a string of meetings with a number of counterparts to tackle the files of mutual interest. Shukri met with the Portuguese counterpart João Gomes Carvinho, where both ministers emphasized the importance of intensifying the mechanism of the bilateral political consultation and elevating the exchange of visits between the two countries at all fronts. Minister Shukri held a joint meeting with the Greek counterpart Georgios Gerapetritis to discuss ways of boosting bilateral cooperation in the fields of economy, trade, investments and energy. In addition, Foreign Minister Shukri met with the chairman of the Presidential Leadership Council of Yemen, Rashad Al-Alaimi. During the meeting, the Foreign Minister conveyed the greetings of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to Al-Alaimi. The Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa started a new round of Renaissance Dam talks with the attendance of concerned ministers from Egypt, Sudan and Ethiopia, in addition to the negotiation delegations from the three countries. And this comes within the framework of completing negotiation rounds that started in Cairo last month, according to the agreement between the states to speed up reaching a deal on the principles of filling and operating the dam within a 4-month deadline. Minister of Water Resources Hani Suwailam reasserted the Egyptian unchangeable stance towards these negotiations, pointing that the Ethiopian continued filling of the dam without the necessary deal is considered a violation of the Principles Announcement Agreement signed in 2015. He added that continuing such unilateral acts that breach the international law has negative impacts on the current negotiation process. On the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly meetings, the Minister of Health and Population, Dr. Khalid Abdul Ghaffar, discussed with the Minister of Health of Singapore, Ong Ye Kong, ways to promote cooperation between the two countries in the field of training doctors in various medical fields and training nursing staff in many fields of the intensive care. During their meeting, Abdul Ghaffar and Ong Ki Yong agreed to exchange the visits between officials in the health sector. They also agreed to establish a mechanism for cooperation between the specialized medical centers and research and training institutes in the two countries. On the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, Sudan's army chief said that he had not sought military support on a recent regional tour and that